he lost both of his shoes, and with a big bear hug.
I was thinking about him.
These were a few of the moments when Good Samaritans stepped in just in time to save the cops. But first, let's take a look at this suspect who could have taken 2 lives, including the officers if the civilians hadn't stepped in.
Stop! Stop!
It all started on Thursday, August 3rd, 2023, when the New Mexico State Police Department received a 911 call from a woman reporting her SUV stolen. A pregnant on-duty officer located the vehicle on NM 63 near Pecos and tried to pull it over. However, the suspect, 39-year-old Steven Jimenez, refused to stop and began driving erratically.
114, I'm headed back that way. I was at the 314. I don't know which way they go.
He's going down Caballo Lane, and he's turning around. He's trying to ram me off the road. He just crashed me. He's trying to get me to pull over. He just rammed me.
Steven tried to end the chase, but failed miserably when his attempt to throw the female officer to the ground didn't work. But that was just the start of his bizarre behavior. What happens next will leave you completely shocked.
105, you can go ahead and
10-4, looks like he's slowing down. He's gonna take Old Denver Highway. 10-4, he's not gonna take Old Denver Highway. He has a tire iron. Bellini, stop. 146 income, there's a biker! No, he just... Get off the road, Kate, get off the road, he's dangerous. Get up.
He threw a steel rod out the window, trying to smash the officer's windscreen. When that didn't work, he decided running over a cyclist would be a better way to confuse and stop the officer, hoping it would end the chase.
146 income, he is still driving down 63. We're going into Pecos. He attempted to hit a person on a bike. 146 income, there are more people on the bikes. I'm gonna hit him head on. 146 income, he's still going. He's crashing my vehicle intentionally as well. We're here at the 2, he's on foot. 146 income, he's running at me. Stop!
Steven eventually came to a stop, but he had different motives. He got out of his vehicle with the intention of killing the pregnant officer.
I'm gonna take you, dude. Stop! 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 Stop!
This situation could have turned out differently if someone hadn't stopped his truck and intervened to assist the officer in dealing with this mentally ill suspect.
Don't let him get in! Stop, stop! Stop! Don't do it!
Cut it out, cut it out, cut it out.
Thank you.
Cut it out.
Stop, stop. He's trying to, stop! No, he's trying to grab my gun.
Get out the cup, get out the cup. Get out the cup.
You mother... I'm gonna f***ing tase you.
I got him.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm gonna f***ing tase you.
Cut it out,
Yes, sir.
cut it out.
Yes, sir.
What's your problem? Stop resisting.
Let me the fuck alone. Just let me go.
Cut it.
Yes, back the fuck up.
Get it out, get it out.
Turn.
The man, who had stopped his truck nearby to help the officer, almost lost his vehicle when the suspect tried to steal it. Fortunately, the Samaritan was skilled in dealing with such situations and managed to put Steven in a chokehold and arm lock. However, the danger wasn't over yet, as Steven was still not in cuffs.
Cut it out.
No!
I'm gonna fucking tase you. Stop.
Cut it out.
No,
Stop.
lose your job and everything.
I'm gonna fucking tase you. I will
Lose your
fucking
job
tase
and
you.
everything.
Stop trying to bite me.
You lose your job.
146, I got 1 mile detained. We're on 63
The fuck that?
at the 2.
You hit this shit, dog? I swear.
Hold up, I need to. Hold up, I need to
You're
tighten.
fucked. Shut the fuck up.
Oh, you guys are fucked.
Hold up.
You guys are fucked. I go further to take me for help.
Shut the fuck up.
The officer uses her taser to threaten the man until the Samaritan places cuffs on the suspect's hand, ensuring that he does not harm anyone.
You made that bike here.
Yes,
I
thank you.
told you to sit in the closet.
Shut up.
Shut up. Keep my unit. Punching it. Shut up. I checked him for weapons, man. Hold up. Yeah, I'm pregnant. So I need to. I need to get some.
Put your hands up. That's right. Put your hands above your head. Put your hands above your head.
Stop resisting right now.
Hands up here.
Up now. You understand?
Yes.
Well then, up.
Leave me alone.
Be quiet.
Oh, okay. I surrender.
You tried killing that lady.
This is proves me I know you hit me.
Fortunately, the Samaritan intervened just in time to save the officer's life. Stephen was transported and booked into San Miguel County Detention Center following the incident. He faced charges including aggravated battery on an officer, aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, aggravated battery, criminal damage to property, battery, reckless driving, and attempted felony. Now let's travel to Houston to witness John, who risked his own life to save a cop.
It's just your leg. It's just your leg, you hear me? Just squeeze my hand as tight as you have to.
In November 2023, officers from the Houston Police Department in Texas got into a shootout on a highway with a suspect accused of carjacking. During the high-speed chase, the suspect crashed into several vehicles before finally coming to a stop. The moment the car's engine shut off, the suspect opened fire on the officers, leading to a massive bloodbath.
An HPD officer shot in the leg during a gun battle on the Southwest Freeway is recovering this morning. The suspect, accused of carjacking, is dead.
After the intense shootout, one officer was shot in the leg and couldn't move. That's when a good Samaritan, John Lally, risked his own life to help the officer, with bullets whizzing past him.
Wow, incredible. Lally stayed with the wounded officer, trying his best to provide some sort of comfort as they waited for paramedics to arrive.
It's just your leg. It's just your leg, you hear me? Just squeeze my hand as tight as you have to. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry. I'm here with you.
Wow.
You hear me?
Officials reported that the officer suffered one gunshot wound to the leg and is currently receiving treatment. Lally told us one of the officer's family members reached out.
John dragged the officer behind the truck to keep him from getting shot again, and even asked him to squeeze his hand as hard as possible to help relieve the pain from the gunshot wound. John gave a brief statement after the incident that was truly heartwarming.
I just kind of ran over there and I grabbed that guy with the other police officer, and me and him together, we grabbed him by his vest and we dragged him behind the truck, and I kind of tucked him underneath the truck so he wouldn't get shot again.
After the incident, the carjacking suspect died in the hospital. One of the officer's family members later approached John to express their gratitude for saving the officer's life. The officer, who was shot in the leg, is expected to make a full recovery. And it's all thanks to John Lally. Without his bravery, things could have taken a much worse turn. The situation could have ended badly if John hadn't interrupted, just like in the next case, which took place in Michigan, where an officer had to fight two culprits at the same time until someone arrived and saved his life. This unusual incident took place on February 20th, 2017. Michigan State Trooper Gary Bild was in a high-speed chase with a motorcyclist, later identified as 21-year-old Michael Barber. Although the chase finally ended when Michael lost control of his bike and crashed, what happened next left everyone stunned.
He crashed.
After the relentless chase, the officer tried to arrest Michael as soon as he caught up with him, but Michael wasn't about to go down without a fight. Just when the officer thought he had him, a car suddenly pulled up beside him. It was 19-year-old Travis Weiss, Michael's brother, who had arrived. not to help the cop, but to assist his brother in fighting off the officer. At that moment, Trooper Gary found himself grappling with two suspects, and things quickly took a dangerous turn. One of the brothers even tried to put him in a chokehold, but then a Jeep pulled up nearby and a Good Samaritan stepped out to help Trooper Gary. The Samaritan grabbed one of the brothers, while the officer managed to catch the other, evening the odds. After a tough struggle, both suspects were eventually subdued and handcuffed. Fortunately, with the help of the orange-capped superhero, Trooper Gary managed to get back on his feet and apprehend both criminals. It was revealed that during the intense struggle, Michael even attempted to grab Trooper Gary's gun, but was unsuccessful. After the incident, Wise and Michael were charged with assault and strangulation, which could lead to a maximum penalty of 10 years in prison if convicted. Next, we travel to Florida where the same thing happened. Let's go and see what Jamal did. That too, while being in handcuffs.
This CCTV footage shows the moment a teenager waiting in a police station. Jamal immediately began to kick the security fence and shouted to alert other officers in the police station.
In September 2015, Jamal Rutledge, a juvenile suspect, was being detained and taken to the police station by Officer Franklin Fawkes for reasons that were unclear. While Officer Fawkes was busy filling out Jamal's paperwork, he suddenly clutched his chest and fell from his chair. At that moment, Jamal stepped forward, acting as a Good Samaritan. As Jamal was handcuffed, he couldn't do anything to aid the officer. He began kicking the security door and yelling for help, resulting in this.
This CCTV footage shows the moment a teenager waiting in a police station after being arrested in Florida dramatically redeemed himself. It's unknown what Jamal Rutledge was accused of doing, but as police officer Franklin Fawkes was processing the teen's records, he collapsed, clutching his chest in agony. Defendant Jamal immediately began to kick the security fence and shouted to alert other officers in the police station.
A team of officers quickly rushed into the room, and one of them began performing CPR until medics arrived to take over. Jamal's quick thinking likely saved Officer Franklin Fawkes' life.
Sergeant Todd Bunin was walking near the booking area when he heard Rutledge. He then noticed Officer Fawkes was semi-conscious, lying on the ground. Bunin quickly removes Officer Fawkes' police gear and cuts off his shirt. Another officer then began performing CPR. Medics say that Rutledge's actions, as well as the quick response of the officers, were responsible for Officer Fawkes surviving.
In the aftermath, a ceremony was held to honor Jamal as the hero of the hour, rather than a criminal. Kudos to officers for giving all the recognition to Jamal for his bravery. But did that happen with the next Samaritan in La Habra? Watch it yourself.
The woman never intervened, but this Good Samaritan did. and now Brea police.
It all started on February 4th, 2022, when an officer in La Habra initiated a traffic stop after spotting a vehicle with an obstructed license plate. However, as soon as the vehicle came to a stop, the driver pulled off some tricky moves.
316, he's running through the Home Depot lot.
This video was taken Wednesday in a Home Depot parking lot in La Habra after a Brea police officer tried to pull over a driver for a traffic violation.
The suspect, who was later identified as having a lengthy criminal history, immediately got out of his vehicle and started running. When the officer finally caught up with him, the suspect tried to do something that could have led to someone's death.
He escalated.
At this point, the officers pulled the suspect to the ground and they're wrestling. And as they go to the ground, the officer has his gun on his right side, and you can see the suspect's trying to grab for his holster there. In fact, he grabbed so violently that he broke the bolts that hold the handgun to the...
The suspect was seen grabbing the officer's gun, attempting to end this intense battle in a matter of seconds. But that's when a Good Samaritan appeared at the most perfect moment.
Get the officer's gun.
It may sound extreme to say the officer was fighting for his life, but, you know, under the circumstances, you have to consider what is the suspect's intention in grabbing the officer's gun. I don't think the suspect was trying to steal the officer's gun. I think he was trying to take the officer's gun to kill him or kill other people. So yeah, that's absolutely a fight for your life.
But this Good Samaritan did, and now Brea police want to know who he is so they can thank him.
One Good Samaritan came over.
The lifesaver arrived just in time to help restrain the suspect so the officer could place him in cuffs, quickly bringing the intense situation to an end. Here's what the officers had to say once the incident was finally over.
One Good Samaritan came over. We don't know who the guy is. He left before we could get his name. We'd really like to talk to him and recognize him for what he did, but he came and helped the officers subdue the suspect. And without him, who knows what would have happened.
The man appeared like an angel, but once the suspect was apprehended, he vanished, never to be seen again. Officers are attempting to locate this superhero so that they can express their gratitude, but no response has been received. Our next Samaritan showed off his athleticism in catching our next perp.
Wow!
Sprinting after the suspect, he lost both of his shoes, and with a big bear hug.
I was thinking about him.
In January 2022, officers in Northwest Harris County tried to stop a stolen truck being driven by an unidentified suspect. When the truck finally came to a stop, the driver took off by foot,
ending behind this industrial complex. But that suspect took off on foot, climbing a fence, and that's when the 26-year-old says his instincts kicked in.
Wow!
Sprinting after the suspect, he lost both of his shoes, and with a big bear hug.
I was thinking about it in a moment.
The person chasing the suspect was 26-year-old Devin, a former track athlete from Westfield High School, who had also worked as a trained security guard for 2 years. Devin said that when he saw the police pursuing the man, his instincts kicked in, and he decided to help apprehend him.
I saw the suspect running all the way down, and he was already like 50 yards from the officer, so I turned around and sped up and blocked him in, and I got out the car and started running.
What's remarkable is that while chasing the suspect, he lost both of his shoes, but continued running barefoot to ensure the criminal didn't escape. Being a trained security guard, he knew exactly what to do once he caught up with the guy.
I was thinking about it in a moment, make sure I have all his hands real tight, because I didn't know he had something in his pocket. He said, okay. I say, stay down, don't move. He said, okay, I'm gonna stay down. Like, I wish him the best, like you learn from your first mistake. Like, whenever you get out, try to be on your best behavior and not to get in no more trouble.
After the incident, the suspect's charges remain unclear, but Devin made it clear that he would repeat his actions if given the chance. Despite the risks, Devin expressed his willingness to step in again if needed. Once the situation was resolved, Devin also offered words of encouragement to the suspect. In College Park, Georgia, our next Samaritan was ready to shoot the suspect to save his colleagues.
Come up front. Some guys on the run from cops. You got a gun, he in the back. He ran out back.
In November 2022, police in Georgia were in pursuit of 20-year-old Jordan Shelley, who had fled from officers in a stolen vehicle. The chase ended when Jordan crashed into a bus stop. After the crash, he ran away barefoot and entered a food bank while brandishing a gun. When one of the volunteers saw the suspect entering the parking lot, she alerted the manager, William Joyner, an Army veteran who knew exactly how to handle the situation.
Come up front. Some guys on the run from cops. You got a gun, he in the back. He ran on back, right?
At that point, I went out the back door, chambered around.
William rushed out of his room with a gun in hand, chambered it, and went straight to Jordan to make sure he didn't harm anyone with his gun.
Chambered around.
Then William Joyner, who's Feeding Georgia Family's chief manager, went out back to confront the guy.
He went down to his knees, still trying to talk to me, talk his way out of it, distract me, because the whole time his right hand was sliding down toward the gun.
William claimed he had his gun pointed at Jordan the entire time and repeatedly asked him to kneel down. Jordan initially complied, but William noticed his hand sneaking into his right pocket where the gun could be hidden.
I was telling him, I was like, don't make me kill you, because I will.
William held Jordan at gunpoint the entire time until backup arrived with their guns drawn, at which point Jordan finally raised both his hands.
There wasn't much time to think about it in the moment. I just knew what, to me, was right.
Thanks to William's quick thinking, the police were able to apprehend the suspect, Jordan Shelley, who was later charged with obstruction. Jordan's partner, James Green, who was also in the car, faced charges for theft and criminal damage to private property. But now, let's take a look at two Samaritans who helped a cop catch a meth addict on the run. It all started with two people watching an officer struggle to communicate with the suspect. This happened on July 25, 2018, when a Provo Police Department officer was called about a man, 34-year-old Emiliano Medina, who was acting strangely on the street. Medina was repeatedly approaching bystanders, asking for water. When the officer arrived, what he saw was unbelievable.
We're just looking for a guy that had a gray shirt, but he had something else on the front, so thanks. No, you're good, thank you. 246, I'll be out with them. We're gonna be right by the pumps on the west side. How you doing, man? Hey, somebody called and said they were worried about you, said you were asking for water or something. What? Are you doing okay? Sorry? Hey, don't touch me.
When the officer began questioning Emiliano about what had happened, Emiliano didn't waste any time. He tried to grab the officer's gun and make a sudden move. But when that plan failed, here's what he did.
Come here, get on the ground. Get on the ground. Get on the ground.
Emiliano made a quick getaway when the officer tried to cuff him. But that's when two bystanders jumped just in time to help the officer out.
Step it up. Thanks, guys.
One guy chased Emiliano down and tackled him, while another tried to block his escape route. Thanks to these two good Samaritans, the officer managed to cuff him. Later, when Emiliano was taken to the hospital for a delirium test, it was revealed that he was high on meth. He was subsequently charged with a felony for attempting to disarm a police officer, along with misdemeanor counts for interfering with an arresting officer, failing to comply with law enforcement, assaulting a police officer, and possession or use of a controlled substance.